All right, the Calgary May 2025 real estate market stats are out, and they're showing clear signs that the market is rebalancing, with sales down about 17% from last year, but they're still well above long term norms. Condo and townhome prices are down slightly, and detached is up slightly, and the overall market is really shifting from a very strong seller's market that we saw in 2024 towards more balanced market conditions. But I want to put this into perspective for you, okay? From 2021 to 2024, Calgary real estate prices exploded, and the benchmark price rose about 33%. This is incredible performance, spurred by a lot of new construction that has since started to be delivered and completed in late 2024 and through 2025. Population growth in Alberta is still very strong, well above the 20-year average. But there's economic uncertainty out there from tariffs, global events, threats of recession, doom and gloom from the media. All of these continue to hold people back from any major purchases. You're not going to buy a house if you're not confident that you're going to have a job tomorrow. So Calgary didn't experience the strong spring market like they normally do. But we're starting to see some of that activity coming back. But I don't think it's going to be like previous years. People are sitting tight in Calgary, just like in Toronto, in Vancouver, and across all of Canada. Right now, this is a wait-and-see approach until confidence returns to the market. Ultimately, I think this is healthy because, as we saw in the GTA, prices cannot rise forever. And this really gives the Calgary market time to absorb those extra units that are coming to market. Now, keep in mind, there have been virtually no new pre-construction buildings launched in Calgary since about the middle of 2024. And Alberta is expected to lead economic growth across Canada in 2025 and 2026. So I think this is setting up for another strong market in 9 to 12 months from now. But in the current market, you can't blindly be buying any development. You need to know where to look. And lucky for you, I live and breathe the Calgary market. So give me a call, get in touch, because I would love to show you the best opportunities that I've been able to find. Now, let's take a look at the Calgary May 2025 numbers in detail. So taking a look at condos first, there were 579 condos that sold in May. This is quite a bit below the levels that we've seen over the last couple of years, but still well above the long-term averages in Calgary. New listings have shot up quite considerably, sitting at about 1,200, which is well above the trends that we've seen in the last couple of years. And since sales have been lower, new listings have been higher, you're sitting at about a 50% sales to new listings ratio. That means that for every 2 listings coming to market, only one of those is selling. And that means that inventory is building. We have over 2,000 condo units now available in the Calgary market, which, as you can see, is well above the trends that we've seen over the last 3 to 4 years. Months of supply is starting to increase. We're sitting at 3.6. Now, between 2 and 4 months of supply is considered a balanced market. So it'll be interesting to see how we progress from here. Days on market has ticked up a little bit, sitting at about 41, which is not terrible, but not in the right direction. Moving to the benchmark pricing, you see that pricing has really been quite stable over the last about 18 months. You haven't seen significant price gains. You haven't seen prices go down really. What is interesting though is the average price has dropped quite considerably. This is telling me that the affordable units are what's selling right now, and higher priced units, they're sitting a little bit longer, or there's just not much activity in that market segment. And moving over to townhomes. In May, 458 townhomes were sold. This is pretty reasonably within the trends that we've seen over the last couple of years. New listings have shot up quite considerably as well, about 764 units available, still within the long-term trends that we've seen. Sales to new listings, though, a little bit below what we've seen over the last couple of years, which is causing inventory to build up. This is the highest level that we've really seen in about 4 years, with over 1,100 townhomes now available. Months of supply, though, based on the sales activity, is sitting at 2.4. This is very healthy. Anything below 2 months is considered a seller's market. So people are being a little bit more selective now. There's more supply out there, but this is not a disaster whatsoever. Days on market has ticked up to 33 days on market, so just over 1 month for the average unit to sell. And prices similarly here as well have been very flat over the last 12 to 18 months. You haven't seen any significant price gains or significant price decreases. And average price has really been treading water as well. Townhomes are a nice segue in between condos and detached houses, and there's continues to be a lot of activity in this market segment. And for detached houses, over 1,200 detached houses sold in Calgary. Detached houses are still the predominant housing type in Calgary, but that is shifting more toward townhomes and condos, representing a larger share of the overall sales activity. Even though it's below the averages that we've seen over the last couple of years, you're still relatively close. New listings have increased. There's over 2,000 new listings in May, but well within the averages that we've seen over the last couple of years. Sales to new listings is quite a bit below. You're sitting similarly to condos and townhomes at about 50%, which is causing inventory to rise. You're at nearly 3,000 available detached houses in the Calgary market, well below the historic lows that we saw last year and in 2023, but very close to what we saw in 2021 and 2022. Months of supply is sitting at 2.3. Again, very, very healthy, borderline between a seller's market and a more balanced market. Days on market is only 28. So overall, the detached market is quite healthy still. Benchmark prices, they did increase quite a bit at the beginning of last year, and they've been pretty much flat ever since then. What's interesting is the average price continues to increase quite significantly. This is telling me that the higher end market, the luxury market, is going quite strong in Calgary, especially those larger detached houses. People are looking to upgrade. They want 3 and 4 bedroom homes. So I'm here to help. And even if you're not one of my clients, I would love to assist you if you have any real estate related issues. If you're trying to figure out whether staying in a rental guarantee is beneficial for you, whether you're trying to decide whether to keep a property and rent it out or to sell it right after closing, whether you're trying to figure out the cash flow or future potential investments as well, I am here to help and I would love to chat. So please get in touch with me today.